And it's no secret that money can be a huge stressor for many people. Even if your financial situation is stable, it seems like there's always something to worry about, like job security, the rising cost of living, and market fluctuations. So how do we get back a feeling of control even in uncertain times? Well, our friend and certified financial planner Avai Kochanoff is back once again to talk some financial sense into us. Good morning, Avai.
Good morning. How are you today?
Great. I'm great. It's great to have you here. I know that it can be a tough week, though, for a lot of people. We heard about government cuts. Like, a lot of people lost their jobs this week.
It is a tough time for certain. I think a lot of it has to do with money anxiety is real, and it happens when there's this big time of uncertainty and instability. And so, you know, it's not just in your mind, it really is a physiological thing that happens to us where you lose sleep, you feel sick, and the stress is there.
Okay.
It's real.
So let's pretend just we're not one of the people who lost their jobs this week, but we're hearing this news. That can, and even with the rising costs and tariffs, we're feeling this just exactly as you described.
It's real.
It's real.
It's real, Crystal.
Does this impact your wallet?
It should.
Okay.
I think that all of us, and it doesn't matter about income, right? This money anxiety, it crosses the line. It doesn't matter if you're making a super great income, so with security, we're all feeling it in our pockets when we're going to the grocery store, right? And so I think it's all of us.
It is everybody. And I think income it's one thing too. Like, I know if you have a tight income, life is more challenging. But a lot of people with we'll call them significant income, sometimes spending can be also significant, and then that also is an issue.
Listen, you've nailed it right on the head. It's that everything is relative, right? Like, money stress follows you, and it's that when you don't know your numbers, and you kind of just, like, I have clients who do well, and they just don't want to kind of check in with how they're spending.
Okay, you raise a great point. Financial stress is experienced by everybody, regardless of income. You just established that. So why don't people talk about this stress? Because everybody's experiencing it.
It's taboo still in our society, right? Money's all about identity, right? And so the issue for us is that we don't normalize it. We don't normalize talking about, I'm not doing well, or I'm nervous. So when we're sitting across from each other,
is it then important to engage the services of someone like yourself, an advisor?
I'll tell you why, and you just nailed it on the head. Because for me, I've spoke with over 4,000 people about this very topic. And so I have all kinds of client testimonials of what people do well during times of stress like this, and kind of the mistakes that people make in times of stress like this. So I always say there's never a good time to go talk to a planner, but when you're in this moment of anxiety, pick up the phone and call your person.
Okay. So if you're feeling anxiety right now, pick up the phone and call somebody like yourself. What if you're not? Maybe then I always hear it's like they say the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago.
That's right.
So maybe if things are going well, then that's also when you should contact a financial advisor.
Well, you know, I'm kind of biased, but I totally agree with that as well, because what you can do in your 30s and 40s will lay out your track for when you're 60, right, and 70 years old. I have clients that have met me in their 60s, and they say, Avai, I wish I had seen you when I was younger. And we would have done some things differently, or we would have made choices differently during times of angst, right? Yeah.
So you're always great about leaving our viewers with some practical tips. Maybe give us a takeaway people can use today to help when they're feeling financial anxiety.
I think it's to realize that it's real and that it's okay. That's number one. We have to normalize it. I think the second thing is, if you have investments, that person has the responsibility to check in with you during this time of concern. So reach out to your person, and if you don't, find your person.
Okay.
Right? That's always been my advice.
Yeah, it is great to have that third party, the person that knows you, but is not emotionally invested in you, like your spouse or other family members.
Us planners are emotionally invested in
Yeah?
For sure.
Okay.
We want you to succeed.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Yeah,
that's good to know. All right, let's talk a little bit about just give people some, maybe another practical tips. You talked about getting in touch with what's going on in your finances. Let's offer, we've got a minute left, one more thing.
So here's another thing. Start with, what's your income coming in? what's your expenses going out. What people always forget about, Crystal, is they forget about annualized spending. If there is anything that I tell people to look at the start of the year is, what are those blips that happen throughout the year that you forget about?
Yeah.
And you need to amortize that. What I mean by amortize is add that to your monthly income line. And that should help you kind of have a better understanding of what's your storyline.
Perfect. And maybe have an emergency fund, which could be another topic for another time.
I'll see you then.
Wonderful. All right, Ava, thank you so much.
so welcome.
Are you still doing the Java with Ava?
I still am.
On Mondays?
Yep, you'll see me there.
Wonderful. We'll put
Okay.
the information about Ava's website and socials on our website too.